Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to do a June no spend update and see how I've got on. I have got my trusty budget planner that I have been using this year. It's been really helpful. It's got lots of pages that allow you to section off different things and be able to set targets and goals. I'll show you a few of those pages in just a minute. But it's allowed me to really know what it is that I'm spending my money on. So I'm tracking everything right now, and hopefully by the end of the year I'll be able to tell you exactly how much money I spent on clothes, gifts and meals out. I think the meals out is probably going to be a high number. And I can also tell you how much I've been spending on petrol and on food. So let's have a look at this month and see how I've got on. So in total for food, so I'm really proud of how much I've saved this month in food. As before, the last 2 months I spent about £230 the last 2 months on food, and it was getting a little bit much, and I was just getting a little bit worried that going gluten-free was causing a big impact on my finances. So I've really got that under control. I have meal planned and I have planned all of my lunches correctly. There was one week when I got a little bit low on snacks and I felt like I was desperate for some food, so I had to go to the shop extra. But it just means that I have had a better control on my finances this month, which is really great. So I've literally I only go shopping once a week, and when I go shopping I have to go to 2 stores. So I go to Aldi for my main shop, and then I go to Tesco or Sainsbury's to go to the free from range, and there's just a couple of bits that I get there really that I need, but generally I have managed to keep it under control, so I know exactly what it is that I'm buying. I know that I've got enough snacks and they're gluten free, and I'm on top of everything now. I've managed to use up stuff in my freezer and in my cupboards, and I've got a much better grasp on what products I can and cannot eat, which has made a huge difference. So I know that all the stuff that I've got in my cupboards is stuff that I can have, and I now make myself snacks like brownies and cakes and things that are gluten free that I know that I can have and eat for the week, and know I've got treats as well as fruit and things like that. So I've got a nice mix. So in total I've managed to spend only £186, so I've even got it under the 200 this time. My normal budget is 160, so I feel like that's not too bad. I might actually set my future budgets at 180 and see if I can keep it to around that, because that seems like a reasonable amount to spend with allowing myself to be able to bake treats and things like that. So I feel like it's in a good position, so I'm happy with that. However, I have spent a reasonable amount on going out this month, but it was well deserved, I would add. So I had a night out with some friends and an evening meal out as well. So I have in total spent £134. So I'm really struggling to stick to the 50. It's getting hard to even contemplate that. I think the reason I went over a little bit this month is because there were some extra presents that I wanted to get for my son for his birthday, which weren't in the original budget, so they were extra. So I'm finding it's gifts that I'm doing as an extra that I'm probably spending too much on as well. But it's hard because you want to buy something that is meaningful and nice, but it just ends up being expensive. I think there were a lot of birthdays this month, so that didn't help. And I did need to buy some clothes for my son as well. He needed some shorts because he had none. Not that the weather is entirely great at the minute again, it's gone back to raining, but hopefully he'll be able to use those in the coming months, so that will be good. Petrol wise, because I've not done an awful lot of additional driving other than to work, I've managed to keep my petrol bill down to 120, so that kind of evened out the extra spend on the food a little bit, because normally I budget about 140 for petrol and I've only spent 120, so that's helpful. So I think to recap and to move forward, so for July I'm going to set myself a budget of 180 for food. I'm going to see if I can be a bit more tactful with activities. I need to start planning the summer holidays and filling that time. So I need to start being a bit more creative about those things. I also need to look at some of the other things that I'm spending money on and seeing if I can cut that a little bit more. I'm really proud that I have made good progress this month. It's definitely been a challenge going gluten-free, but I think for the benefit of my health, it's seen a huge impact, so I do need to keep going. I did accidentally eat gluten in some sausages and I did have a reaction, so I'm definitely right to stop the gluten for the medium term. Hopefully it's not forever and I can reintroduce it, but that's just where I'm at the minute, because it's made a difference to, hopefully, to help my B12 deficiency, but that's an ongoing situation that I'm monitoring, so we'll see how it goes. Hopefully longer term I will be able to better absorb B12, but at the minute it's a bit of a guessing game, so we're just waiting and seeing what happens and to see if things get better and I feel better, because I struggle with fatigue with my B12 deficiency, and gluten I feel is definitely a contributing factor. So hopefully this is going to make a huge difference to how I feel longer term. Hopefully this is an interesting update for you. I don't feel like I've babbled a little bit too much, but I will see you soon with some more updates. Take care, bye.